Hey, I'm Pete the Duck, and this is a Forge tutorial for the rock, paper, scissors map that I made for Halo 4. Now, I don't expect you guys to go out and make your own rock, paper, scissors map. I guess you could if you wanted to, but this is more just to show you guys kind of how it works in case you're curious. This is a two-player map where the players walk into a chute that corresponds to rock, paper, or scissors, and the map actually relocates the players to a platform that corresponds to what each player selected, and then the player that shows the winning object gets to shoot and kill the losing player, scoring a point and winning the round. So that's what it tries to accomplish, and I think the best way to explain how this map works is to just walk through a couple examples. So let me grab some lights here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a red light on this side over here. This is going to represent this player. We're going to call that the red player. Then I'm going to have a blue light on the other side. This is going to represent the blue player. So let's walk through an example. Let's say the blue player chooses paper. So they're going to walk into this chute here, and they're going to come down and come out the bottom right there. And let's say the red player chooses rock. So they're going to walk into this chute, and they're going to come out the bottom down here. Now what's going to happen at this point is both players are going to fall, and they're going to end up in this little pair of things, whatever you want to call this. It's like a trap, and what this is it's a little box surrounding a landmine, and I've used player trait zones so that only one player does melee damage. And the reason I did that is if you don't do any melee damage, and you don't do any, if your damage modifier is also set to 0, you can't destroy landmines. And so what I've done here is I've created a trap door that only the red player can activate. The blue player can't destroy that landmine, but the red player can destroy their landmine. So what's going to happen is when that red player hits that landmine, it's going to explode, which is going to cause a chain reaction and destroy this one, which is going to let both players continue to fall. It's a trap door that can only be activated by one player. So now both players are going to continue to fall straight down, and they're going to get caught in another trap. So let me go up here and get the blue player. Falling down right here. Now this is the same thing. It's another trap door, except this time it's the opposite. Only the blue player can destroy the landmine. So blue player is going to destroy that landmine. Red player's landmine is going to be destroyed by the explosion, and both players will continue to fall. And they are eventually going to end up right here at the correct platform. So let me grab the blue player. Oh, I got stuck on something. I got stuck on a landmine. Okay, get around that. There we go. Let me get these things out of the way. So now we have the red player at rock and the blue player at paper, and that is the correct solution for what each player chose at the beginning of this example. So here I would have trait zones set up that the blue player would be able to shoot and kill the red player, but the red player cannot shoot and kill the blue player. And that's one example, but there's a couple other ways that this map works, because there's 9 possible solutions. There's 3 solutions where the blue player would win. Now let's walk through an example where the red player would win, because that's going to function a little bit differently. So we got a red player on this side again, blue player on this side. This time, let's pick something a little bit different. Let's say blue player chooses rock. So blue player is going to go there. They're going to fall out the bottom. They're going to go down to here, and they're going to get stuck here because this trapdoor can only be activated by the red player. So the blue player is stuck right there. Now, to beat rock, the red player is going to need to pick scissors. Paper. So they're going to go in here, this middle one. They're going to pop out the bottom. They're going to fall straight down here. The red player can destroy this landmine, so they're going to pass through. And they're going to continue to fall all the way down here. And they're going to get stuck here because this one, only the blue player can activate. So now I have both players stuck in these little trapdoors. Red player's down there, blue player's up here. This is where the second tower kicks in. Once players have been sitting here for a few moments, there's going to be teleporters that are going to teleport them to the appropriate platform on the second tower. So let's see, the blue player had chose rock, so they're going to be teleported to right here. I'll just put them outside so it's easier to see them. And the red player had chose paper. So they are going to be teleported. Let's see, where's red paper? They're going to be teleported right here. Same thing. I got 2 more trapdoors. So as you can imagine, both players are going to fall down to this platform right here. And that is the correct solution platform for what we started this example at. Now there's one more example, and that is the tie. If both players tie, then neither of them is going to score a point. And real quick, let's say the blue player chose rock. So we don't need to move the blue player because they would end up here. What would happen at this point if the red player wasn't here? If the blue player had chosen rock, they would have been stuck in this box right here by themselves. Let's find out what would have happened to the red player. So if the red player chose rock, they would have gone through here, fallen out this one, would have gone down, went through this one, and they would have been stuck down here without the blue player being able to let them through. So they would have been teleported over to red rock, which is on this side. So they would have appeared over here after being teleported, and they would have fallen because they would have been able to destroy this landmine. But they would not have been able to destroy this one because this one can only be activated by the blue player. So now we have both players stuck yet again on separate platforms. And at this time, another teleporter system kicks in and brings them to the third tower over here. So, blue player is going to be teleported over to blue rock, which is this one here. And the red player is going to be teleported over to red rock. Let's grab them. And this is the correct solution platform for what these two guys chose. And that's how rock, paper, scissors work. Now, skipping over a lot of details, obviously, but that's the general concept behind it. That the players are going to fall as far as they can in any given tower, and if they can't get to the correct solution, they're going to be teleported to the next tower, and it will try again. Now, if I'm paying attention, I don't actually have enough teleporters to accomplish what I just demonstrated to you. So what I've done is I have used a little trick to effectively get more teleporters than I actually have. So, for example, over here, this is my sending node that spawns in, let's see, at 30 seconds. So, this sending node encompasses all of these 3 traps on this one side. And the trick is, with teleporters, the height at which you enter the teleporter is the height at which you will exit it. So you can see, if I check up here, I have paper, scissors, and rock. Paper is the highest, scissors is the middle, and rock is the bottom. So if I go over to the receiving node, which is right here, my receiving node, on that side we have paper, scissors, and rock. The height matches the sending node, so that basically I'm able to use one teleporter to function as 3 separate teleporters by setting a very specific height for these platforms. And so the player is teleported, and based on their elevation, they'll come out at the right place in the second tower. So that was a neat trick that I was able to use to help me accomplish this map without having really enough teleporters that I actually needed. But yeah, that's how rock, paper, scissors works. Like I said, I don't really expect you guys to make your own map, but maybe you were curious about how the map works, and I hope you found this interesting. I think I'm done with rock, paper, scissors. I don't think I'll be making one for Halo 5, so it's always fun to make these kind of complicated mechanisms, but yeah, I think I've explored about as much as I can do with rock, paper, scissors, so that's it.